Hey there. Welcome to your Friday. Today is Friday, January 3rd, 2020. That's right, it's the first Friday of the year. And before I explain what I'm doing here today, I want to reach out to the people who had a tough year last year. It seems there were a lot of people who had a rough 2019. If I had a nickel for every person that said they couldn't wait for the year to be over, I'd have a lot of nickels. I'll just tell you that much. But it is my sincere hope today that 2020 is a much better year for any of the people who had a tough time. I hope it's a wonderful year for everybody, obviously, but it just seemed that 2019 was tough. I can kind of relate to that because 2017 was a bittersweet year for me. I'll just say that much. I lost my father, but I also retired. So it had its good and its bad. But to be honest, I was kind of glad it was over because I miss my father terribly. Even though I retired, it was still rough. And it was very rough that my father couldn't see me retire. I'll just say that so I understand where you're coming from. Now, what is it I'm doing here today? Many people on Facebook are aware of something called Music Monday. I didn't term that, but I do love it. In August of last year, I decided I was going to record a song on my iPhone while sitting at my keyboard, and I was going to post it on Facebook. Anybody who knows me might imagine I don't have a problem singing in public or what have you, which is true. I don't. I'll get up there with my band and I'll sing, or I'll give a speech at work or what have you. I don't really have a problem with that. But there was definitely something about sitting at my keyboard, recording a song, and posting it for everyone to see. It turned out people really enjoy that, and some of the comments I've had are outstanding. People say they really look forward to Music Monday, or it lifts their day, or any of that. It's just a very personal thing. So I decided I wanted to take that and go a different direction, but stay in some sort of a positive venue. So every Friday, I'm going to try and put a video up that brings a positive message. Today is kind of an intro as to where all this comes from. And as I mentioned, it kind of comes from the Music Monday thing. But as far as where it comes from in me, I want people to know where my positive attitude comes from. First of all, I've been told I have a positive attitude, but I also have been told I have the gift of gab, which is going to be perfect for your Friday is what I'm terming it right now. If someone comes up with a better name, I'm open to it. But I want to give credit to both of my parents who have always looked at life with the glass being half full. My mother has been through a lot in her life, as had my father in his. I've watched both of them pull themselves up by their bootstraps, never understanding how or where they get that, but it's been instilled in me. And before I end, I just want to share a couple of little things with you. My father's favorite saying, it seemed, in life was, look on the bright side. I might call my dad with a relationship issue or a work issue or a car issue or what have you, and his response would always be, look on the bright side. To this day, I can't tell you what his advice was or what that bright side was, but I can tell you this much. It instilled in me, look on the bright side. No matter what you're going through in life, look on the bright side, because there is a bright side. I attribute a great deal of it to my prayer life, which has really improved itself over the last couple of years. Some things have happened, and I've really changed the way I have my relationship with God. So I will give credit that way, but looking on the bright side doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual thing or a prayerful thing. But like I said, my dad, one day he said it to me and I'd had it. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to look on the bright side. I just want to be miserable, which of course made him laugh, and it would make me laugh were I him and said that to my son. But the bottom line is, it's always been something to me that has worked. And losing my father, I still have the ability to hear his voice saying, look on the bright side, no matter what it was. I want to share one other thing with you about a neighbor that I went to visit in the hospital years ago. She had lost her husband to Huntington's disease. 2 of her children had Huntington's. The third, we assumed had it, but it wasn't an actual diagnosis. The long and short is Sandy had been through a lot of crap in her life. I went to see her at the hospital, pulled up a chair, and asked the dumb question, "Hey, Sandy, how are you?" We all ask these questions, and later we're like, well, that's a dumb question. But she looked at me and she said, "You know what, Pete? I don't have to look far to find someone worse off than me." And if you think about that, a lady lost her husband, her kids were dying, she's in the hospital with congestive heart failure, yet she can still muster the energy to say, I don't have to look far to find someone worse off than me. I'll never forget that. It's always stuck with me, as has the look on the bright side. So next week, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to bring a message to you. I hope you like it. And I hope maybe you got a little something out of today. It was more designed as an introduction. But here we go. Welcome to your Friday. Have a great weekend.